Now is the most popular cat on our station. He's on from 2 to 5, and he goes over and knocks it around for 5 to 7. Only this guy, Lars Larson, who used to do 7 hours a day, and I used to think, my God, they'd put me in a sanitarium. I'd be Renfield eating spiders in the corner if I did 7 hours a day every day. But this cat's knocking on 5, and he looks none the worse to wear. He is Michael Berry. He hosts the Michael Berry Show on KPRC and KTRH. Mikey, welcome to the show, man.
Thanks for having me, Dennis.
Give Mikey a hand, folks. I hear that. Well, Mike, I got to tell you, from the time I've gotten into Texas, and I've, people say, what station? And I say, they always talk about you, and I'm wondering, how have you carved out? Usually there's a local guy who has all the inside knowledge and knows the inside baseball, but you seem like an amiable bloke because they all get a smile on their face and say how much they dig the show. What are you trying to mine here? What's your approach to it?
I say really radical things with a little southern drawl.
Mm.
It seems to work. Yeah.
Well, I don't know what's passing for radical down here in the Lone Star State anymore. Let's talk a little illegal immigration for the first part.
Sure, yeah.
Obviously a big issue for you guys. I saw something that said that this fence that was going to be built is maybe 127 miles of it has been built. And the fence, I don't want to sound like a pig or an oppressor, but what's the first thing you do? Every time I see Barack Obama talking about the American dream in a backyard, you ever see them send him out to speak in backyards? He's always in front of a hedge. I think, for God's sakes, they got a hedge. What's wrong with the country? Maybe that's the problem. It shouldn't be a wall. What about a nice hedge? But anyway, your take on illegal immigration.
It was reasonable. Somebody has to trim it, right? I mean,
wait a second.
When you think about
it. You see a roadrunner cloud between me and that joke. That's Barry's joke.
You have something to lose, I know.
That's Barry's joke.
You laughed, I caught you. Well, I mean, you look at it, most of the country doesn't understand what we're dealing with in the South. We have police officers being shot and killed. We have residents being shot and killed. This isn't an economic issue of somebody taking somebody's job. This is an issue.
Paging Dr. Freud. Paging Dr. Freud.
I was actually thinking of a joke that I won't tell, but this is a situation that we're dealing with of truly life or death. I mean, we have drug cartels that are operating on this side of the border and in our city. In Arizona and Texas, we're dealing with a really serious problem.
But see, this boggles my mind because I always think of Texas as a place where they'll suffer it up to a point, but doesn't this turn into the Wild West again if it gets too oppressive? I mean, I know Texans thrive. I don't live here, but I bumped into enough Texans over the course of my life where when I watch them flipping Peugeots because they want them to put driver's license pictures in Paris, and you think, that would never happen in Texas. Can you imagine somebody trying to flip somebody's pickup truck? They'd get shot. At some point, isn't it going to turn into the Hatfields and McCoys down at the border?
Well, I hope not, because your average Texas resident is a hunter, fisherman, an outdoorsman, owns guns, knows how to use them. But we're dealing with serious cartels that are well-armed and well-trained. Our own police officers along the border will not engage them. And so you're talking about a situation now where it's beyond cute or comical and ranchers are shooting a coyote and threatening them, they better get back on their side. You're talking about outright civil war. So